Good morning to one and all. Myself K. Ravi Kumar, lecturer, Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, Andhra Loyola College. Now I am going to discuss about the topic soil erosion. Soil we can define it as the uppermost weathered and disintegrated layer of earth crust is called as soil. Erosion means disintegration of something, whatever it may be. Now we will come to the topic soil erosion. We can define it as the movement of soil particles from one place to another place is called as soil erosion, right. First we will know what is erosion, how the word erosion exists. The word erosion derived from Latin, which is eroder, which means eating away or excavate. Derived from Latin, right. The erosion mechanism occurs in 3 steps. The first one is erosion process occurs in 3 steps. The first one is detachment, transportation and deposition. Detachment means the soil particles are separating from their original place with the action of some agents like water, wind, glaciers and gravity, etc., right. And second mechanism is transportation. The deposited or disintegrated or dislocated soil particles are transporting through some agents like water and wind. Mostly the soil particles are transported with. And third mechanism is deposition, where the gravitational force is more than the transported soil particle, there the soil particles deposits, right. This is the mechanism of soil erosion. Next we will move on to the contents. Extent of erosion in India. The geographical area of India is 329 million hectares. 329 million hectares. Out of this 329 million hectares, 175 million hectares land is severely affected by the action of water and wind erosion. Out of this 175, 150 million hectares of land is degraded and remaining 25 million hectares land is eroded in wastelands. Right. Almost 53.3% of land is degraded in our geographical area. There are some problems we are facing because of this soil erosion. That is, first one, we are losing the nutrients because of this erosion process. How we lost the nutrients? The uppermost top soil is eroded through some agents, right. Along with the water or wind, we are losing the nutrients. That means the topsoil is removing plus from one place to another place, right. That means we are losing the fertile soil. If we lose the fertile soil, the productivity is also decreases, Next one, agricultural production is also reducing. Infiltration rate of water is also reducing, because how infiltration reduces through this erosion. The eroded particles transported from one place to another place, they are deposited in some place, right. The eroded particles block the pores where they are deposited, and the infiltration will decreases at that place. Next point, the cost of removal of sedimentation. The excess sedimentation where it deposited, it is costly to remove the sedimentation. And next one, the eroded particles which are transporting along with the water will reach to the rivers or lakes in the end. There the supplementation of soil particles, eroded soil particles will takes place. It also reduces the 1 to 2% of the storage capacity of that particular lake or stream or reservoir, whatever, right. Survival of wildlife is also in danger because of this erosion. Land degradation takes place, and finally if the erosion is more, it leads to desertification, right. These are the effects or problems of erosion. There are two types of erosions are there. First one, geological erosion and the accelerated erosion. Geological erosion is also called as natural erosion. Why we call it as natural erosion? Because of the natural agents this type of erosion occurs, like natural agents we can say water and wind. Through these two agents erosion takes place. Here in this type of erosion we can observe the equilibrium stage in the loss of soil and the formation of soil particles, right. Next, it is also called as normal or normal erosion. The second type of erosion is accelerated erosion. It is also called as abnormal erosion, also called as human or man-made erosion, right. Why we can say it as man-made erosion? Because of the human activities this type of erosion occurs mostly, like deforestation, right, increasing the urbanization by cutting the trees, right, and also reducing, and also the improper use of land. That means there is a farmer cannot take the proper precautions to control the soil health, to maintain the soil health. In that case we can observe the accelerated erosion, that is second type of erosion, right. We have some agents which are responsible for the erosion, soil erosion, right. Out of those we have four major agents like water, wind, glaciers and gravity, but we can mostly observe the erosion through two agents only, those are water and wind. Now we will discuss about the water erosion. First one, what is water erosion? The removal of soil particles takes place through the action of water, right. Removal of soil particles takes place through the action of water is called as water erosion. Water erosion occurs through this water flow increases. When the water flow increases, erosion takes place, right. Water is the major agent which causes the most erosion, mostly, right. Next one, there are some forms are there in water erosion, like there are 7 forms are there. First one, splash erosion, second one sheet erosion, third one rill erosion, fourth one gully erosion, fifth one tunnel erosion, sixth one stream bank erosion, and last one coastal erosion. First one, splash erosion. Splash erosion, we can say it as the first stage of erosion. It occurs due to the action of raindrop. When the raindrop dropped from a certain height, it travels with some kinetic energy. When it reaches to the ground, the soil particles which are present on the ground will dislodge or dislocate from its original place, and these are all travelled up to the distance of 1.5 meters horizontally and rise the height of 0.6 meters to 0.75 meters, that is we can say in centimeters like 60 centimeters to the 75 centimeters height, the soil particles will rise because of this raindrop action. The resettled sediment blocks soil pores resulting in the surface crusting, that means the surface of earth becomes hard because of the soil particles which are eroded from one place to another place, and those soil particles block the pores of soil, then it becomes hard layer and lowers the infiltration rate. Second form of water erosion is sheet erosion. Here sheet erosion is the uniform removal of topsoil, uniform removal of topsoil. Topsoil means we can say what we have discussed in the starting point, the soil is consisting of minerals and organic matter, right. That means the topsoil we have is the fertile one, right. If we lost the fertile soil, that means we are we will get less production ultimately, right. Here in this case the loss of land or topsoil uniformly takes place in a thin layer form, when the rainfall or the flow of water increases, right. Next one, first how it takes place, first the infiltration takes place, if the infiltration of water is sufficient, then the excess water is still flowing, at that case the water flows on the surface of the soil, that means if the flow of water increases, then starts the sheet erosion. Third form of water erosion is rill erosion. Rill erosion occurs when the water flows in a single line with the high velocity, there creates a channel, right. If the channel becomes little more wider, if the channel becomes little wider, it called as rill, we can call it as rill. The rill should have the depth of 3 meters and the width of 5 meters, up to 5 meters we can say, right. Next one, it is most commonly observed in bare lands or rarely cultivated lands or overgrazing lands, we can observe this type of erosion mostly. This type of erosion we can easily overcome by using the tillage implements and tillage operations. Rill erosion is the intermediate stage between the sheet erosion and the gully erosion, right. Next form of erosion is the gully erosion. Advanced rill erosion is called as gully erosion. If the rill erosion if the size of rill erosion increases, it becomes the gully erosion, right. The dimensions of gully erosion is up to 50 meters of width and depth, up to 50 meters of width and depth. If rills are not destroyed and the detachment continues, then these rills become wider and deeper. They are much larger than rills, so normal cultivation cannot be smooth and out. Advanced stage of rill erosion is called as gully erosion. Next form of erosion is tunnel erosion. Tunnel erosion is the removal of subsoil. Here in this case the subsoil is removed because of the water action, right. When the water penetrates through a soil cracks or a hole in the soil where a root is decayed, the soil disperses and is carried away with the flow to leave a small tunnel. Tunnel erosion is initiated by movement along channels and cracks in dispersive subsoils. Large soil particles will then fall into the flow and steadily build a tunnel. Next form of erosion is stream bank erosion. It is defined as the removal of stream banks soil by water either flowing over the sides of the stream or scouring from there. It is due to a stream flow in the form of scouring and undercutting of the soil below the water surface caused by the action of water is continuous process in perennial streams. It is mainly aggravated due to the removal of vegetation, overgrazing or cultivation on the area close to stream bank. The last type of water erosion is the coastal erosion. It is also called as seashore erosion. It is wearing of land and removal of beach or dune sediments by wave action, tidal currents, wave currents or drainages. Waves generated by storms, wind or fast moving motor crafts cause coastal erosion, which may take the form of long term losses of sediments and rocks or merely the temporary distribution of coastal sediments. This is the topic of forms of water erosion. Thank you.